Welcome to another Outside the Box tutorial video. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and I'm here once again to share with you a few alternate project ideas with the contents of the March 2017 Paper Pumpkin Kit from Stampin' Up! Titled Bunny Buddies. This is what came in the kit. Supplies for making 9 bunny bags and 9 mini cards. All the cut and scored papers, stickers, cloth bags, pom-poms, mini clothespins, special adhesives, envelopes, the basic gray ink pad, and this coordinating stamp set, which you can add to your collection and use over and over again. If you intend to make the projects as shown, all you need is a pair of scissors, your clear block for using your stamps, which gets shipped with your first kit, and the enclosed directions, of course. The directions even have a link to a how-to video. These were the first kits 4 years ago. You have come a long way, Paper Pumpkin. Happy birthday. Paper Pumpkin kits are designed with the beginning crafter in mind because everything you need is inside the box. But any level of paper crafter would love them because what I do is share even more ideas that you can make with your kit contents. I appeal to those who want to go beyond and stretch their creativity. I'll be using a few extra Stampin' Up! Supplies as I share my unique projects, but you can find these extra items listed below and linked to my online store. If you're viewing this video on YouTube, look in my video description below for links to getting more information about Paper Pumpkin kits, getting your monthly subscription started, my website where I've shared close-up photos of these great projects, and how to get 3 months on sale and earn free products during our celebration promotion. I hope you like what I've come up with. Let's get started. The directions that come on the flyer inside the book and the ones in the how-to video are pretty good, but I want to give you just a few other tips. When you're doing the bag, you'll want to start at least 3/4 of an inch up with the mouth. And so most of my bags I started about here, but you could go even higher. You could go about an inch away. And you'll start with the mouth. You have 3 choices on the mouth, and then you'll add the whiskers so that they're encircling the nose. Okay, so they're framing in the nose. And then you can add the eyes above that. Now on the card, you'll not only add these things, and you'll start from the very bottom, about maybe an 1/8 of an inch away from the bottom of the card. So about here, with the mouth, the whiskers, the eyes, and then you'll have enough room for the ears. But if you start too high, what will happen is your face will be in the wrinkled part of the bag. So you'll want to make sure that you're about there. Also, with the bag, the ear stickers that go inside here are adhesive on the back. And if you do too much touching and holding of those stickers, they can lose a little bit of their adhesiveness. So you'll want to make sure that you don't grab onto them too much. You don't take and unpeel them and repeel them. Just try to apply them correctly the first time so that you don't lose that adhesiveness. And then after you've added them to the inside flaps of the bag for the ears here, then you can give them a good crease. Okay? Give them a good crease. Fill your bag with the candy, tie it, and once you've tied it, then you can adjust the ears so that they're bending outwards so that you can see them. So this is one of my finished bags. I don't have the little tag on top yet, but I have that on another bag. I'll show that to you. So I just filled this with some, I think they're like colored Tootsie Rolls or something. Now in this bag, I decided to bleach it. So you can see there's a difference between the two bags. This one's the normal natural color that comes in the kit, and this one's a lot whiter. I just put it in a bowl of bleach and let it sit overnight. It did do some shrinking. I used Clorox bleach, so if you're gonna do that, just know that your bag's gonna be slightly smaller, probably. But yeah, and I added my own ears. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Also, don't forget the cute little bunny tail that goes on the back. Okay, and then the last bag that I want to show you that I've finished is a stained bag. So what I did with that, to get at the brown color, is I took one of our spritzing tools. So you get these, I think you get them in a bag of 3, and then you can unscrew the top. You fill this with rubbing alcohol, and then, and some re-inker, and I used the soft suede ink color. And then you close it shut. You give it a good shake, and then you spray. There's a little spray nozzle here and a cap that comes with it. So this is the spray that came, or that I put together for this bag. You can see I used up quite a lot because I actually had filled this to almost the very top with about 20 drops of re-inker and the rubbing alcohol. This is the rubbing alcohol that I used. I used the 91%. The higher percent, the faster it dries. But yeah, I just took and put this bag inside of a brown box, like a packing box, and spritzed it on one side, flipped it over, spritzed it on the other side. You know, it didn't get everywhere. That's okay. And then when I was done and I let it dry, then I could take and put it together with the ears and the twine and all of that. I stamped it afterwards too. So spritz first and then stamp after. One other tip I have for you before moving on and showing you how to make your own ears is, if you want to, you can build your bunny face on a block. Your size D block that comes with your first kit should work. And you could just build your bunny face like this, adding the ears. You got both ears here. Now this is for the card, of course, where you would need the ears, but you can add them up there. And the whiskers would be the only thing that you'll have to do afterwards, because you can't really put that whisker stamp right all the way across. But there's a thought if you want to not worry about inking, stamping, you can do a lot of it all at once by just building that face on your block. Okay, to do your own ears, you will want to have a scrap piece of paper. And I've already done this one for you, so you can kind of see how quickly it is to put together. You just take one of these outline pieces after you've pulled off one of the ears. You can trim it out. You can even take and remove the backing off the sticker, but I keep it there. That way, if the sticker is still sticky, I can use it somewhere else later. And then I just lay it down on top of some scrap paper, trace it with a nice sharp pencil, and then I came in with my paper trimmer and I used my scoring blade, the one that just presses into it, and I went from the top of the ear to the middle bottom, and I just made that crease line right in there, so that when I cut it out, I can take and put adhesive right on the back side. It's already got a score line ready to go, and I can add it inside my ears. Okay, so what kind of adhesive would we use? Well, I like our tear and tape adhesive. So you just take and, find the end here, just take and add a bunch of this adhesive to the back side. I found that going across the ears this way, I felt like I could reach more areas of my ears. And you can tear this tape, but I think it's easier with this kind of thing to just go ahead and cut it each time to make sure that you've got enough adhesive going all the way across. And then just make sure that you're not touching the back of that sticker, just like you wouldn't touch the back of the stickers when you're using the ears that come in the kit. And once you've put it together, you're going to have that pink ear sticking out. It'll be the color that you want. It coordinates with any other cards or projects that you're making for Easter time. In every video I do, I substitute my Stampin' Spot for the full ink pad just because I have that on hand. You do not need to do that. You don't have to go out and get a bunch of ink pads that are huge, because this is the same kind of ink. Same thing with the block. I have a bunch of the ergonomic ones that Stampin' Up! Has in their online store. But again, you will have a block with your first kit. Okay, I want to point out too that when you're doing these tags, you don't have to limit yourself to just the skinny one-line word phrases here. You can also use the larger ones. So like this one says, "I think you're great." When you're inking it up with your spot or with the large pad, you just have to ink up the words "you're great," and then you can stamp them down. And then you don't have to worry about being limited to just 2 phrases. You can use 4. "You're great," "Happy Spring," "Happy Easter," and this one here, "My friend." And there are a bunch of cute little bunny bags ready to go for Easter time or just springtime in general. Another idea is to make sachets from your small little cloth bags. You just fill it with potpourri and stick it in your drawer and make all your clothes smell good. So before you actually fill it though, you might want to decorate it up. You could sew on it, you could embroider on it, You could even stamp on it. So I've pulled out some past Paper Pumpkin stamp sets. And there's one from my August 2016 kit that has these fun little floral images on it. So I took the basic gray stamp pad that came in the kit because this is an archival one, and I stamped all over. I stamped the love you in it, and this is what I got. I filled it with potpourri, and I just tucked in the ears, and then I can take my needle and thread, start on the inside here. I've got my knot in my thread already, and now I'm ready to start stitching. And I'm just going to stitch right along the seam. I tell you, I cut out a lot. I edited a lot during that sewing section there. I am not a sewer. My mom taught me, you know, basics. I made a couple shirts when I was younger. I, you know, did pillow and home ec class, but it's just not my thing. So this is the only sachet I will be making with my kit. I also wanted to show you that you can use our glitter glue called Dazzling Details. We have gold glitz, we have silver, and you can just put it on there and let it dry, and then you can have some fun little accenting on your sachet. But there is my one and only sachet that I'm making with this kit, and it smells good, so I think I will use it in my drawer. I'm now going to share with you a fun project idea that you can do with the mini envelopes that come in your kit. We're going to use our Stampin' Trimmer and just the score line here we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to place the edge of our envelope right at the 3/4 inch mark on this side and give it a good crease. Then we're going to turn it around, do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to put a score line at the very bottom, same spot, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now we'll move this out of the way and we're going to give them reinforced crease marks. So we're going to grab our bone folder. We're going to fold in both directions on all 3 score lines. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I'm going to open up the envelope with my fingers here, and I'm going to press the bottom area and make it flat like this. And that will bring these 2 points out and allow me to use them as flaps. And then I've got this opened up here too, and this here too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue dot these to the bottom. So you can use those big, huge glue dots that come in the kit. Out. I did this the last time when I made my sample. We need to actually stamp on part of our bagalope. So we're going to flip this over right now. Sorry, pretend I didn't put those glue dots on yet. Okay, let's grab our stamps and our ink pad. We're going to put a quick bunny face on. All right, now we can put this little guy together. So let's peel off the backings, tack that down. Okay, and now just like a paper bag, you know, a shopping bag that you get at the store, you're going to squish these sides together and in, and the flap is going to come up and over like so. And now we've got this cute little bunny guy, and we need to Velcro him shut. So then you'd go to the craft store and you'd pick up some cute little Velcro dot pieces. And I like to just stick them together. Peel off the backing on one side. And just make that go right up at the top there. But now we can add the ears. And so what I did is I opened up one of my envelopes, and I used this as basically a stamping and cutting out area, and I just added the ears on the back, taped it on there, added these little stickers. Now these stickers are meant to go inside those stamped ears. That's why you have this sheet here. So you'll stick those right inside the ears. And then I used a special adhesive called the fine tip glue pen, which we're going to use in just a second here. This is great for putting on tiny, tiny little bows. Otherwise, glue dots work well too, but this is a tiny piece of twine here, and I didn't want it to come off, so that's how I stuck that on. And of course the tail, the pom-pom tail, just goes on with one of the glue dots from your kit. And then you've got a fun little treat bag, and you can just, it's open, you know, you can close it and open it just because it has the Velcro on it, so you can keep on using these little bags time after time. These kits are about $20 per month, including the shipping, and you can subscribe for many or even just 1 month. There's no obligation, so I encourage you to give it a try. I offer new ideas for each month's kit, and if you subscribe with me as your demonstrator, I send you even more ideas each month that are exclusive to my subscribers only. Are you planning to be, or are you already a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Right now, Stampin' Up! Is holding a fantastic promotion called Celebration. But hurry, it only lasts through March 31st. Click on the link below to learn more and see how you can earn free product through your Paper Pumpkin subscription. My last project for this video is my Project Life page layout. So, for those of you that like to scrapbook or memory keep, this is for you. I was looking at these little ears, and you get some extras in your kit. I was trying to figure out what to do with them, and I have some ideas. For this video, I have a really cute idea, and then for the next one, you'll want to check that one out too. But for this one, I took 2 of them together, and then I put these little ear accents, stickers together, and I made a fish. I just pictured this card here, this little design, as kind of like a bunch of fish swimming in the water. And so I'm going to make a lake page. We go up to my parents' lake place every summer, and this will be a page that we can put photos in, from, you know, commemorating or remembering those trips there. So what you do is you just put together 2 of the stickers like that, and then you put these little 2 guys right there, and we're going to put them on top of a scissors, something to hold on to for now so that doesn't stick to my table. And then we're going to start cutting. We want to cut out a piece that will fit into our 4x6 window here, our 3x4 window there, and our 4x6 window here. And we're going to do that with our Dapper Denim cardstock, which coordinates with one of the colors in the kit. The colors in the kit are Dapper Denim, Sweet Sugar Plum, and Peekaboo Peach, and then of course we have Very Vanilla also. So let's go ahead and bring out our trimmer. And we'll start with the 6-inch mark. Now this Project Life Page Protector piece is actually from the assorted pack number 2. So if you've been getting assortment pack number 1, you have just a few different kind of layout ideas in there. But assortment pack number 2 has some other layouts, and this one includes the horizontal and vertical photos. So I really like this one. Let's go ahead and cut one more piece at 3x4. Now for this one here, we're just going to add this piece directly to it like this, but we're going to stamp a title on here first. This is going to be where the title of our page comes in, and we like to visit our lake called Caribou Lake. So I'm bringing out a stamp set called Brushwork Alphabet. You can get that in our online store. I'm also going to use the archival basic black ink pad. So now the question is, how do we get the title onto this piece with these stamps, like lining it up, centering it, all that stuff? There's a trick I learned years ago. I'm an avid scrapbooker, and I love this trick. You just stamp the title onto a piece of scrap paper so that everything's spaced out the way you want. And then you lay that piece either underneath, you know, if you have it stamped up at the top, or if you stamped it here, you can put it, you know, over above where you want it to go. But I want my caribou lake, the word caribou, to go right there. So I'm going to center it between the marks where I want it to be, and I'm going to use this as a guide. Now, it might not get exactly, you know, the same spacing, but at least I have an idea of how I want it to look. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the C first. Just like I pre-cut some black cardstock. This one is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches, and these are just a couple strips that I'm going to use to put behind this title piece as kind of a little accent. So we'll just add some snail adhesive back here. Gotta love snail adhesive. That's one thing that I highly recommend if you're going to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber that's doing alternate project ideas. It's a great basic adhesive to own. Okay, so now we've got our accent strips on. We can just take our paper snips and trim that up. And then this piece can go right onto our 4 by 6 piece of cardstock here. And there's our title piece. This one here is going to get the fish. So we're going to put the fish on there. I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop them up a bit. And this is going to go off center a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and add this. This is going to become a photo mat. And we'll put that right about there. And then we'll add some dimensionals behind the fish. And now we're going to bring in a fun accent called Perfect White Accents. And they look like this. They're different sizes, 3 different sizes. When you peel them off, they have a sticky backing on them, so they're just little white stickers. Now I could use them as is, but you'll notice that the cardstock that comes in the kit is a vanilla color. It's not white. Plus, when you make it clear, there we go, and it removes pretty easily. And then you have this little clear bubble. And we're going to add those to the page. We're going to use a special adhesive called the Fine Tip Glue Pen Adhesive. And when you use this adhesive, it actually has a little stopper in it. It's got this metal tip, and that has to line up inside the tube that squeezes out the glue when you close it. So make sure that you don't ruin your glue by forgetting to do that. You have to line it up and stick it back in and then twist it on to close it up. Okay? So I'm hoping that you can see this. What I've done is I've added just little dots of glue along my paper here, and then I'm just pressing down these clear little bubble pieces along the way. And I was going to use the little dots that are the eyes for the kit and do bubbles like that all the way around. So if you don't have these perfect white accents, you could do black little bubbles going up using the eye stamp and your black stamp head. One more thing that I'm going to do for my page layout is I took a Sharpie marker and I colored one of the perfect white accents with that, so I have a black one. And I'm going to add that, and this one still has the sticker on. I'm just going to add that to my fishy. There. Now I've got my page layout almost done. I'll need to slip it, of course, into the pockets and then put photos in the other spots. So these are just representing more photos. I would have one there, and one here. And that would be my finished Project Life page. Thank you for watching. It builds creativity to think outside the box. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can catch more Paper Pumpkin videos that I've shared using past kits and more that I'll share with future kits. Also, be sure to visit my blog at stampyourartout.com so you can view close-up photos of these projects and see photos of other Paper Pumpkin kit ideas. If you're watching my video on YouTube, look for links in my description below. And to see some extra exclusive project ideas, get your Paper Pumpkin subscription started with me as your demonstrator. I hope you all enjoyed this video tutorial. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.